Hello my friends, this is Sheree. How you doing today? My channel is Jewelry Crafts with Sheree, and today I am here for the collab with Deb Houck, Jewelry Making Fun Collab 2023, Dahlia Designs, Jewelry and More. Deb Houck is the host, and I will have her channel link below, as well as all the other collaborators. So be sure you check them out because they all have great ideas. We post this video each month on the 18th, and there are prompts that we follow, and so it's really fun to go and see how everyone interpreted the prompts, right? Everybody does something different, as well as myself. So this month I am making a tassel, and our prompts, the prompts I'm following are red, white, and blue. So of course, this is June, and being that we're getting towards July 4th, it's the perfect colors, right? So I have already gotten ready here some, fibers. We've got two of these blue ones here. We've got some light blue yarn, some what I call eyelash trim or eyelash yarn is blues. It has different blues, and some red yarn. And I have this one too, but I don't know if I want to put this one in here. And I usually use a different top to put it on, and I'm using this today. I've never used one. I've used these before for other things. I make keychains, little kind of that you put over your arm type of keychains, those little, just little circular ones. Anyway, I want to try a tassel on here. It's a little lobster claw clasp with this D ring, okay? So, and I have some beads. This little, it's actually supposed to be a keychain, I think, but you could even use it for a bracelet. But I'm going to cut it apart and use the beads today. So these have little holes, which I thought would be perfect because I'm going to add with you right now. We're gonna finish this off. Let me get these beads off of here. So I just cut the elastic to get the beads off of there so I can use them. So I've got some beads there, and I have some red beads, some red wooden beads over here, and blues if I need them. So we'll get to that in a second. But first of all, I've been making, and in my shop, I'll have my shop linked below. I have made some beaded tassels with different pretty sparkly beads, and those are in my shop right now. So if you'd like to check that out, just click the link below. I have an eBay shop. I am not on Etsy, I am on eBay. And my shop is called, you can set up an actual shop on eBay, in case you didn't know. And my shop is called Sheree's Shop. So, plain and simple, right? Get right down to the basics there. Sheree's Shop. But, yeah, I'm going to put 2 strands. I think that might be enough because when we fold it in half, you'll actually have 4 strings where I can put beads on. I think that's plenty. So first of all, I want to see how this fits through this little D-ring. Like I said, I hadn't used this before, and I usually put a lot more in my tassel. But I want to see how these fit through here real quick. So I think I'm just going to put the ends through here. Let me kind of like wind them together. Maybe that would be the easiest way to get everything through there at one time. And I just want to see, is this the limit, or can I put more on here? I make all different sorts of tassels, real fluffy long ones, short ones, just simple one strand. Okay, so that is pretty. It's kind of long though. It's longer than I thought, but I can always trim it later. Yes. See, we're going to have a little topper on here too that we're going to tie around, so I might not be too long, and it would be fun to use for July 4th. So let me see if I think I can put a couple more through there. So I think I'm going to put maybe a couple more red strands through there. Let me see if I can slip them through there, or do I need to take this out and add them? So these little balls of yarn here, I'll show you the ball of yarn in just a second. I got from Temu. I wanted to see how they were. They were under $1. Like, I don't remember how much they were, but they were under $1. And so this is a little ball of yarn you get for under $1. And it's pretty much impossible to find any yarn for under $1 anywhere else, so I wanted to try those out, and they're just fine for me. I don't use a lot of yarn, so I didn't need a gigantic, you know, the big ones from Walmart or anywhere else. So, okay, added red there. Okay, I think yeah, I think it really needed a little bit more red. Yes, yes, it needed that. Okay, so one more. And you see I slipped it right in there. I didn't have to take the whole thing off again and do that over. So one more strand of yarn here, and I think we'll be good to start adding our beads. Well, first of all, I'm going to tie off the top. So there's lots of different ways you can make tassels in case you haven't made one before, but this is one way, one of the many ways. And I make them in many different ways too. Like I said, I never used this top hook like this before. Okay, so we got the red in there. Now I'm going to tie it off here. Just trying to see if I need more in there. You know, I could really fit more in there. I kind of would like it to be a little bit more fluffier. So let's put another eyelash trim. Here's the eyelash trim. I got this at a thrift store. Let's put another one of those. That'll make it That'll make it a lot fluffier. At least one more of these. So let's measure that. In the end, well, I'll try to remember to measure it for you and see how, if we trim it and things like that, we'll see how long it ends up being. But yeah, these are fun to make if you've never made one. If you know, I make junk journals on my other channel, so I'll sometimes put one on my journals, or sometimes, oh, I think I'm going to put one more of those. That looks good. Or, you know, I'll just sell them separately. You know, sometimes I just feel like making tassels, but I don't put them on all my journals because I don't know if everybody wants one, you know what I mean? So, and plus I try to keep the price of my journals low, you know, reasonable, I should say. And so, you know, the more you make for it, the more you do on it, the more, you know, that you have to charge, you know. So I keep it down in that way. If somebody wanted a tassel, they could buy it separately, right? Or if they want just a journal, there you go. You know, I like to give people options. So anyway, let's get this on here. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Oh, I like that. That filled it out so much better. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I like that. I think we are good to go now. Yes, I'm liking that fluffiness. It doesn't have to be terribly fluffy, but it needed a little bit more. Okay, so now I think I will take, I got enough red in there. I think I'm going to use this light blue and tie around the top, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just one second. Let me get a piece here. I'm measuring it to be maybe, you know, close to the same as the pieces in there. That's a little piece, a little yarn ball or whatever from Temu. I think I got the yellow, I got the red, I got a couple more, but they're not all over here because they're not the colors that I'm using today, the other ones. So I'm going to tie this under the D-ring. So we'll have a little kind of topper on our you know, and this will help keep it together and keep it on the D-ring. So I'm just bringing these up and tying a little knot here. And so we'll see how this does. So I'll tie a double knot. Sometimes I tie a bow here. After I tie a double knot, you could tie a bow. I'm going to let these hang down. And that's why I measured them to be the same length as the others, so that they would just hang down and blend in with the others, you know, the other fibers here. Okay, now we need to find our, so that is looking pretty. You could end it there if you're not going to put beads on, if you just wanted to make one like with fibers and yarns and things. Okay, so let's find, I should have 4 strings here that I can put beads on. So here is one. Let me bring this one out. So it's real simple to put beads on, and sometimes the hardest part is just getting it on there. But like these white ones I said I wanted to use, I could see, and that's why I use this. This is wax cord. I also got this particular wax cord is blue, and I actually got this at a thrift store. I think it was in a bag of something else that I had bought, like some sewing notions or something, and this was in there. Like I wasn't really, you know, going for this particular wax cord. I was going for whatever else was in there, but it was in there, so now it's coming in handy. Okay, so I got a white bead on there. Let's finish this one. Let's get some Let's see, I've got some red beads right here, little wood beads. Let's get one of those. If you haven't seen my little storage containers before, I get those at, you know, they're the ones I get at Dollar Tree. Or you can, anyone, I mean, they usually have them there. Those particular ones are in the tool section, not in the craft section, because I like the compartments and I like that they're just plain clear. They're not a color or anything. So, yeah, that's where I, you know, I got a bunch of those from my bead storage. Okay, there's another one. That one we're going to need a double knot on. So let's tie one more knot, see if that holds it on there. That one has a this one has a bigger hole. So I'm going to try to tie a bigger knot there. So that will stay on. I'm trying not to pull it too tight either so that I have a bigger knot. Yeah, there we go. Now that should stay on. I mean, you can still pull it over there if you want to, but unless you pull on it, it's not going to come off. So we got a white and a red. Now I have light blue in here, but I have some darker blue. So we've got a big round one, kind of a cone or tubular shape there. And here's some round ones. Let's see, here's a blue little round one here. So this will be perfect. And you can put as many or as little as you want on if you're making something like this and you're putting beads on it. Put as many as you want on there. If you want a lot on there, put a lot on there. And like on the ones I have in my shop that I mentioned that are made from other beads that are sparkly and things like that, I sometimes would group the beads together. You know, I'll put a group of 2 and then a group of 3. So, you know, you can do whatever you want in that regard. So there we go. Those are going to be so pretty. Now the red, I can see right now that the red and white one really show up and the blue one kind of blends in there. So got to keep that in mind if I want color. So I might do something a little different on the next one. Let's see, here's another one right here. So, oh, here's 2 here. Okay, good. Let's get, oh, here's all 3 of them coming out. Okay, good. I'll have to fish them out. They're all right here. Okay, let's get them all done. So I put a white one on the top. Let's put a red one on the top this time. Let's put a little round red one here. I've got some little round red ones too, like the blue ones. And let's put a red one and a blue one together. How about that? Something a little different. Maybe help the blue one be seen a little bit more with the red one next to it. Like you'll see the red one and you'll see, oh, there's a blue one right next to it. Okay, so anything like that. Whatever you think looks pretty, you can do. All right, so let's get that one on there. And I like to put them in different placements too if I can. You know what I mean? Like not exactly all the same placement on the string, so that you have them, you know, all different places throughout your tassel. Okay, so this one, those are not going to fit over that knot, so that's good. Let's put a white one in the middle this time. And so this one has this is perfect, this hole in this little white one. And I'm just going to tie a knot right there. This one didn't need a double knot either. And then we'll see what else I have over there. Sticking to red, white, and blue. So I did a round red one. I did the cone shaped over there, or the tubular, whatever shape that is. And let's see what other shapes I have here. This one I have some little square red ones. Let's get one of those. And we'll put that down here on the bottom. So we did put a blue one, but we put it with the red, so maybe it would, you know, be seen a little bit better. But the idea is I have a lot of blue in the yarn, so I really don't even have to use the blue beads if I don't want to, but I would like to. Okay, so these are wood beads. These wood beads I got at Dollar Tree. Yes, I did. I don't know if they have them now, but they had them a couple years ago when I got them. They probably have them off and on in different Dollar Trees. You know how it is. Okay, so that's going to be good with, I'm going to tie a double knot on that one down there just to be safe. Okay, there we go. All right, 2 down. I'm not going to pick it up yet, so because I have the other 2 strings right here. So we put a white on the top, a white in the middle. Let's see, what other red beads do I have here? These are also round, which I have. Oh, I guess I took one out of here. Okay. Let's do, I got a blue square one here. Let's put a red one on the top of the next one. And let's see if this is going to go through. I see a little blockage there. Let me see if my scissors can get that. If you have a blockage in in these wood beads or any kind of, not any kind of bead, but in the wood beads, you can poke your awl or some kind of little pokey tool through the hole and clear out if there's some blockage left, like some little wood or something left in the hole. Yeah, I might have to demonstrate that in a second here because this one seems like it might have a blockage too. Yeah, that one has a blockage. Let me see if I can grab my pokey tool. Here it is. So I just do this, kind of clear it out if there's anything in there from both sides if you have to. And now it should be good to go. But because of that blockage, it kind of separated my fibers there. So now I gotta get those back together so it will go through. Okay, there we go. So we've got a red, bead, like a round bead, and a square blue bead there. So that's something different. I hadn't used the square blue beads yet. Let me make sure that's not going to go over that. Nope, we're good there. Now I put a white one in the middle here, so I want to put another different color there. Let's see, we did a square blue. Let's do a square red one here. And then we're going to do a white one on the bottom of this one. I have two or three more of those the white beads I'm using, so I have plenty. Okay. That one's there, and it should be good. I should probably put another knot just to be safe, though. So these, tassels are usually pretty quick to make if you never made one and you want to try your hand at it. Let's do this white bead on the bottom here. So we have our white beads, throughout. We put one at the top of a strand, one in the middle, and now we have one on the bottom. Okay, and you see I'm putting them pretty far apart and pretty close to the bottom, so if I trim this, it's not going to be able to be trimmed too much. So if you plan on trimming it, watch where you put your beads. Okay, so I've got one more strand right here. Let's, let me do, trying to think here. Let me see what I have. Let's see, we only did one red cone or tubular one here. So let's do a tubular one at the top. I think wasn't our other tubular one in the middle? So we're going to do this. Will it go through? Oh, there's a little blockage on that one. Let's get our awl back out here. Hook that in there. Clear it out. Okay. And this should go through now. Yep, there it comes. Okie dokie. So I hope you all are going to have a great Saturday and a great weekend, whatever you're doing or not doing. Somebody asked me if I was doing anything this weekend. I'm like, no. Staying home, getting stuff done. It's nice to get stuff done, not do anything once in a while, right? So I see my white one right there. I don't want another white one right there, so I'm going to do some blue here. Let's do a blue square. Yep, so I'm just getting stuff done. Got a lot done yesterday and Saturday. And I'm going to get some stuff done today. And yeah, it's the perfect weekend for me. Just getting stuff done that I want to do around the house. And some crafting, of course. Okay, I do a little crafting, then I do a little housework, and then I do a little crafting. That's truly what I do. So I can have my crafty time and get stuff done. Okay, so let's see. White next. Let's do let's see, where's there? Is that the last one? No, I have one more. So we're going to go ahead and use this one. I guess that's going to be it. I don't want to overdo it. I think that'll be fine. Try to get a little higher if I can. And the hole is so small in these white ones, I don't need a double knot. So there we go. Let's see how it turned out with the beads. Oh yeah, can you see them in there? Don't they look pretty? Let me turn it around. It really adds a lot to a tassel when you put some beads throughout like that. And plus I was fortunate enough to have that, you know, even though I didn't go for it that day when I bought that bag of sewing notions, the blue wax cord, so it blends right in, but you can use any wax cord. And if my, like, I have some white beads here with bigger holes. These are pretty much white here, and they have bigger holes in it. So if you don't have wax cord, you could put, if your beads have bigger holes, you can put it, you know, your yarn through it. And just if you have trouble getting it through there, use a little wire, wrap it around and pull it through, if you know what I mean, kind of like a needle threader. And if you don't know what I mean, let me know and I'll demonstrate that at some point. But I think this is really cute. Let's see if we need to trim it a little bit, or if we can even trim it a little bit, or if we want to. The lowest bead is, oh, the beads aren't as low as I thought. Okay, the wax cord must be a little shorter. So I'm going to trim it up a little bit just to make everything even. Right here at the bottom, you don't have to trim a tassel. You can just leave it however it ends up. But I'm going to go ahead and trim it just to show you that you can trim them. No harm will come to your tassel if you trim it. These are fabric scissors I'm using on my fibers here, so they're nice and sharp. They cut through the fibers pretty well. So, and you can keep trimming until you get it the way you want it. So now these will all have the same length, or that's the idea, that they'll have to be all the same length at the bottom here. Like, see, I got a little bit of, like, it's like a haircut. You've got a little bit more here that needs to come off. A little uneven right there. I cut my own bangs. Actually, I cut my own hair, to tell you the truth. I really do. My hair is just long and straight, so I figured, why do I need to pay someone to do that? And I have bangs, and I watched the professionals through the years, and I was like, oh, I can do that myself. So I started cutting my own hair, and anyway, it's kind of like cutting my own hair, cutting the tassel like that, getting it all however, you know, length and however even I want it to be. But yeah, I think that's cute, and I think I might put this in my shop for a few dollars. So if you like it and you like to pick it up, check out my shop, and while you're there, check out everything I have in there. I have quite a few things, even some journals. So if you have never looked at journals, just take a peek at the journals I have there at my other channels, also where I do flip throughs and make the journals. Check it out there if you've never seen anyone make a journal. If you're new to, you know, you're just used to looking at jewelry. If you like jewelry, you probably like crafting. So take a peek if you would like to look for some flip throughs. And yeah, just check out my shop. And thank you, Deb. This was awesome. I like this red, white, and blue tassel. And I will see you all next month on the 18th right here on my jewelry channel. Don't forget to give me a like if you wouldn't mind, a thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button. This is a you know, fairly new channel where I'm, you know, growing this channel also, and so I'd really appreciate the subscription. And you know, please let me know how you like my tassel, and say hi down below. And I will see you in my next video. And if you visit my other channels, I will see you there. I have 3 channels. I'll have them all linked below. So thank you for watching today, and I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend.